Hello again, everybody. It is Thursday. This is Comic Book Hangover, and of course, it means it's time for my weekly review video. So let's get started. Actually, before we get going, I got to show this off because I'm so excited to have this. I guess again, this Rise of the Midnight Suns Ghost Rider poster. This is a poster that was sent to comic shops back in the '90s to help promote the Rise of the Midnight Suns storyline, where we had Ghost Rider. They introduced a new series for Morbius, Darkhold, pages from the Book of Sins, the Night Stalkers, and the Ghost Rider Blaze Spirits of Vengeance story. So it's a great story. It's one of my favorites, I guess, within series of events. It's not an event like the Infinity Gauntlet that went through a bunch of other books. And had a main book, like the Infinity Gauntlet had the 6 issues, and then it crossed over in all these other books. It wasn't one of those. It was like a sort of a within family book. It was like a family crossover series. It's kind of hard to explain, but Marvel used to do this sort of stuff all the time, where they would have crossovers with just like the X-Men or the Avengers. They still kind of do that now, but it's such a mess now. It's not even funny. But this made me really happy. Only cost me about $10, but I finally got it. I do have the door poster version of it around here somewhere, but at some point before I had gotten a hold of it, one side of it got water damage, so whoever had it cut part of it off. So I need to take a look at it and see exactly how much. I think it's the side with the Morbius and the Night Stalkers, I think. If it's the other side, if the Darkhold Dwarf is gone, I don't know if you can see him or not, but yeah, that dude back there, the Darkhold Dwarf, if he's missing, it's not that big of a deal. I don't really care. He's not... He wasn't one of my favorite characters as far as like the whole Midnight Suns thing went. But that said, I just wanted to show that off. I'm extremely happy to have it. It was an eBay sale, an eBay purchase, and it was great. I mean, I got it like 3 or 4 days before it was supposed to arrive. It was shipped perfectly. I mean, it was in a bag and board. It was between 2 boards. It was it was taped. I mean, it was very well packaged. So I was extremely happy with it, and very happy to finally have this poster back up on my wall. Now that aside, let's jump into some of the books I picked up last week. In no particular order, really. Mighty Morphin number 11. This is setting up this Eltarian. Now, Eltar is the planet that Zordon is from, and apparently now it's the planet that Zed is from. But they're setting up this event where the Eltarian overlords, or whatever they are, they're planning on invading Earth. So they're trying to set things up, sort of below. Under the table. They're trying to set certain things up so they could take this planet over. I think their ultimate goal is to get the power coins back from the Rangers, and just maybe possibly even just destroy Zordon and destroy the Earth or whatever. I'm not sure what their end goal is exactly, but this is basically the big setup issue. This is where you're finding out, there's all these pieces coming in, and as luck would have it, Zordon knows what's going on. So I don't know if he knows what's going on. We find out at the end of this issue that he knows that the Etarian invasion is on its way, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. So I'm wondering if we're going to be pulling in any of the allies that the Power Rangers have come across over the series over the events of the TV series and the comic books. I mean, are we going to get different iterations of the Power Rangers? Are they going to be able to jump timelines and continuities again to pull in other Rangers? Because you've got the Eltarian army, their military. You've got Zed. And you've got the Imperials or whatever they're called. So you've got all these massive pieces coming together. So this is setting up a huge event that's going to be going between Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers. I think they're going to be doing another one-shot, something that's going to be part of this as well. But this is a big deal. There's some major stuff happening with the Power Rangers. And if you're not on board yet and you want to get on board with some Power Rangers goodness, this is the time to do it. So I'd say issue 10 of both Power Rangers and Mighty Morphin, good place to start and just enjoy the ride while it's going on, because it's gotten to be a very, very good series. Let's toss these down here. Next up, this is from Vault. This is DEADBOX number 1. I think this is a 3 or 4 issue miniseries. I'm not exactly sure. Now, this is a book that had been solicited for a couple of weeks and was pushed back, and it finally came out. I got to say that the solicitation for this one said something about a cursed VCR is what it made it sound like. But the dead box is actually just a red box that's in this town that people just feel like it's a totally crap town and nobody likes it. Everyone wants to get out. They feel like it's killing them. And this dead box is what they call it actually. Instead of a red box, they call it a dead box. It has these movies in it that apparently don't exist. The girl who's in the convenience store that the dead box exists in, she said she's looked them up and she can't find them listed anywhere. And there's also a bunch of talk about, do we really own land, and just, a lot of, I guess you could call it SJW nonsense in there. So, I mean, clearly the writer is trying to get a message across, is trying to turn this into a message book, which kind of does kill my interest in it. When I'm reading that kind of dialogue, I'm like, okay, whatever, the writer is trying to make a point. Get to the story, get to the good stuff, because that stuff there honestly bores me. I have no interest in it. I don't care. As I've always said, I don't care as far as like writers and artists putting their politics into their comic book stories go. I don't care about your politics. I couldn't care less about your politics if I tried, and if I did, I'd probably hurt myself. I want good stories, good art. I want to be entertained. I don't want to be indoctrinated into your own peculiar politics. I don't care what kind of politics they are, even if it's politics that I agree with. I don't want it in my comic books. But that said, that's what's in this a lot. So I'm not sure if I'm going to pick up the second issue or not, but I do like the cover. The art was really good. It's an interesting premise. It's just, unfortunately, if you're going based on the solicitation, it feels like you're being misled a little bit, because the actual story doesn't feel like the solicitation at all. So I don't know if I'm going to pick up the second issue. We'll see. I don't know when the second issue is going to be coming out. Like I said, this one was pushed back at least 2 weeks. So I don't know if it's going to happen with the second issue, but it is what it is. If you like a book that's heavy into, I guess you'd say SJW politics. I don't know. If you're in a book that's kind of heavy-handed than that might be for you. But it really wasn't what the solicitation made it out to seem like it was going to be. Next up, let's move on. Let's just keep this ball rolling here. Defenders number 2. Now there's some continuity errors in this, because the story is Galactus existed in the reality in the Marvel Universe. I guess you can't call it the Marvel Universe, but he existed in the universe, the reality that was before the one we currently have. Okay, so in his universe, there was this plague that was just going around and just killing everything and destroying everything, even destroying the fabric of the universe itself. And Ta, which was his planet, was the last. I'm sorry, I had to check my phone. Ta was the last planet in this universe, in this reality's existence, and Ta was a scientifically advanced planet, and Gallon, who becomes Galactus, was one of the last beings alive in that universe. And as the universe was dying in its final death throes, the essence of that universe took Gallon and said, this what is happening must be avenged. I'm going to send you into the next reality, because it knows once one universe ends, another one begins. I will send you into the next universe, and you will be my instrument of revenge. So basically, Galactus was, as it says, an instrument of revenge. And so then he comes into our universe over millennia, gestates, and eventually becomes Galactus, and we know how that story goes from there. So this takes place in, I think they call it Reality 6, and the modern 616 is Reality 8. So there's 7, and I don't know if it's a typo, if it was a mistake or what, but I believe after 6 comes 7 and then 8. So there's a reality that existed between Gallon's reality and our reality. That doesn't gel with the established origin story of Galactus. So there's a whole lot of everything going on here. This is kind of messing up. And I always hate it when modern writers go back, and Donny Cates does this a lot. I always hate it when modern writers go back and they try to inject some change into history in order to make the story they want to tell fit into continuity. It shouldn't be that way. Your story should be able to fit organically into the ongoing continuity, into the ongoing narrative of the Marvel Universe, or the DC Universe for that matter, without having to change everything. So now I would like to see, and hopefully they do that in this miniseries, an explanation as to how Gallon survived his universe, Universe 6, and Universe 7, to become Galactus in Universe 8. So that aside, I mean, that was just one of those things. It's just, the story is good, the art is good, yes, don't get me wrong, but when they do stuff like that, it kind of takes me out of the story, because I'm like, this does not gel with established history. And it seems like I'm just complaining an awful lot in this video. Elvira meets Vincent Price #2. I got the photo cover. We're just going to move on. Great story. Again, the art, the drawing of Vincent Price, spot on, perfect. The dialogue, you can almost hear his voice when he's talking. It's great. It's amazing. It's awesome. I can't say enough about it. And I'm just happy to still be getting Elvira comic books after all this time. So that's it. That's what I can say about the books from last week. It was just one of those weeks where there was books that I had some issues with, and just you read them, you enjoy them for what you can, and you try not to nitpick them too much, because it'll just, I don't know, it kind of ruins everything. But that aside, so before I go on to the few books that I picked up this week, and I did pick up another variant. Yeah, I know, that's just how it goes. You try to get out of the variants, but they keep dragging you in. But that said, this Friday, tomorrow, whatever, we are going to have another full run Friday. As always, I'm still not sure what book I'm going to do, what run I'm going to do, but it's going to be something fun. It'll be something interesting, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Also, coming up this weekend, possibly Sunday, I did pick up some books from CodyCon. Not a whole lot, so it's not going to be a very long video, but I do want to show off the books that I picked up from CodyCon this week. So since I have a video today and a video tomorrow, I'm probably going to skip Saturday and have that video go live on Sunday sometime. So look out for that, which of course leads me to, if you want to keep up on the videos that I'm doing, which I seem to be doing more and more now, notification button. Hit that like, subscribe. Subscribing is one of the better ways to find out, and then you can hit that notification button. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about what I'm doing. What you think about my cool new poster. I'm so happy to have that thing back in my collection. It's unbelievable. I'm so excited about it. Now I really want to look for that door poster to see what that looks like, because I do have a door in my room. It's got a Silver Surfer and a Mars Attacks poster on it currently. Those aluminum tin square poster things. I would happily take those down and put up a Midnight Suns poster. But anyway, that aside, please like, comment, subscribe, notification button, share, all that fun stuff. And now, without further ado, let's get into the books I picked up this week. And again, as always, in no particular order, we've got The Last Ride, Justice League, The Last Ride. Of course, the only reason why I'm picking this up is for Lobo. And I'm realizing that even though he is basically the whole reason for the story happening, he's not on very many of the covers. I think he's only been on, maybe 2 covers of this whole thing. This is issue 5 of a 7-issue miniseries. Let's put you right over here. And Power Rangers number 11. Now, of course, Power Rangers takes place out in space, and they're dealing with the Empiricals or the Imperials or whatever they're called, and so they're heading towards Earth. Power Ranger heading to Earth. So this is part of it. I am super excited about it. I can't wait. And from IDW, Godzilla Rivals. This is a series of one-shots. And this is versus Mothra, and I always love reading Mothra stories, and I love reading Godzilla. And after that last story, they did Godzilla Monsters and Protectors with, clearly it was geared towards a younger audience. I didn't care for the art. I didn't like the fact that there was too much human talking in it, and it's kids and blogs and YouTube and all that crap that really doesn't belong in a Godzilla story. So I'm hoping this gets to be sort of an old school, back to basics Godzilla versus Mothra. I'm excited. Can't wait to check it out. And finally, the last new book I picked up this week, Deep Beyond, number 8 of 12. Of course, I am sticking with the Merca and Dolfo covers because I absolutely love her covers. Covers are amazing. Her artwork's amazing. Still getting used to her drawing Lobo, but it is what it is. I like that. And finally, the other variant that I picked up this week. This came out, a couple of weeks ago. This is, I don't even know what variant this is, but I picked it up. I think this is the 1 in 25 for Darkhawk number 1. My understanding this is starting to climb in price on eBay for the time being. I'm sure once the series wraps up and the hype around the character dies down, this is going to come down. But regardless, I have it in my collection, so I'm not sure if there are any other variants that I need to get. I don't know. I'm still surprised that they didn't do an original Darkhawk number 1 homage variant cover. But that's it. That's what I've got from my new comics this week. Kind of a small haul, but I managed to stretch this video out quite far. But that's it. So thanks again for watching. And, again, if you like what I'm doing here, I'm getting more and more comfortable doing these videos. I've actually gotten quite comfortable being in front of the camera. Got a new camera, got a new mic, got everything. So I'm getting used to doing this. So if you like what I'm doing, if you're enjoying seeing the progression of my channel, like, comment, subscribe, notification button. Just do all that fun stuff. I greatly appreciate it. Those likes come in handy for something. Who knows? Whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see everybody tomorrow with a weekly haul video, and then again on Sunday with my CodyCon video. Enjoy the rest of your day.